Hello everyone, welcome again to RS Academy and welcome to the course of Database Management System. In the previous video, we have seen about the basic definition or the basic terminologies that we need to know to understand DBMS. We discussed about the definition and functionalities of Database Management System. So now, in this video session, we will see about the properties of database and next we will briefly looking into an illustration of a simplified database system environment. And then finally, to understand database and its functionalities better, we will be looking into an example of a university database. So let's begin with the properties of database. There are three properties of database. The first one is database represents some aspect of the real world or otherwise called as mini world. So anything in this mini world, the objects, their properties, the relationship between them, all that is represented by a database. And if there is any change in the real world, that change will also be reflected in the database. The second property is a database is a logically coherent collection of data with some inherent meaning. So, as I said earlier, a random collection of data or unrelated data cannot be referred to as a database. The data in the database has to be related or logically coherent. The next property is a database is designed and then built and populated with data for a specific purpose. So these are the three main properties of database. The first one is a database represent the real world. The second one, it is a logically coherent collection of data. And third, a database is designed, built, and then filled with data for some purpose. Now, let us look into an illustration of database system environment. So here we have seen the user of program who write queries or programs. And these queries or program are processed by DBMS software. And then based on processed queries, DBMS software access the data in the database. That is, it is accesses the stored database as well as it accesses the metadata. As we have already seen, metadata is a database definition. So this is a simple illustration of a database system environment where users write their queries and it is processed by the DBMS software. And based on the processed query, DBMS software access the stored database as well as the metadata as we discussed in the previous videos. Finally, to understand a database and its functionalities better, we will be looking an example of university database that stores student and course information. So here I have taken three tables. The first one is the student table, the second one is the course table, and third one is the grade table. Grade report table contains information about the grades received by each student in a particular course. As we have seen earlier, the four functionalities provided by DBMS. So let us try to understand those functionalities better with this example. As we learned, defining the database, it was specifying the database, data types, structures, and constant for the data that we are going to store in the database. So here, specifying the structure of each record means specifying the different types of data elements present in the particular record. So here we have three records: the student record, the course record, and the grade report record. And these columns are called as data elements in each record. Now specifying a data type would be now, for example, for student name, I can say the data type should be a string of character, or for data element roll number, I can say the data type should be an integer and so on. And we have already discussed what a constant is. I can give a constant on the student name saying that student name cannot be null. So this is all about defining the database. The next functionality, constructing the database, is nothing but storing data. So once data is being stored, a database is being constructed. Then we saw database manipulation as the next functionality, which involves querying and updating the database. Example of queries would be listing all the students in the CS branch in that university, or listing the grades received by a particular student in each course. And then we see a particular student in each course. And then we saw sharing the database, where this particular database can be shared by many users at the same time in an efficient manner. So this is a very simple example of database that I have taken to help you understand what database is all about and also to understand its functionality. With this, we come to the end of this video. Hope you all have understood the basic introduction to DBMS. Thank you.